Welcome to Good Games Spawn Point, the show for younger gamers by gamers. I'm Hex.
And I'm Bajo.
And I am D.A.R.R.E.N.
Show number 2 for the year, and our Den of Gaming is finally looking the way it's supposed to. In fact, the set looks pretty good, you guys.
Yes, and I hope that giant construction you made last week, Darren, is out the back in a dumpster.
Negative. I disassembled it to use as parts for the new set behind us. I've been busy welding it together all week with my laser.
Cool. Well, coming up in the show, we're going to boot up the Wii U for a SiNG party.
Freak out! Now freak!
Boogie, boogie, boogie. 2013 has only happened.
Calm down. I think you should save it for later. I don't think this is quite safe.
I think we should get on with the review while the Den of Gaming is still standing. All right, it's time to look at a little slice of free mobile gaming with Pixel People.
If you've played a free-to-play city builder before, then you'll be pretty familiar with how all this works. You build up a little virtual city, create jobs by building buildings, and then tap the buildings to earn some money.
In Pixel People, the world as we know it has been completely destroyed, so it's up to you to rebuild and repopulate it with all the various professions. To do this, you have to splice together the genes of different professions to create new ones. So, for example, to create a deputy, you'd have to splice an assistant with a sheriff.
Yeah, it's quite fun trying to find all the different splicing combos, with each profession offering up new possibilities for splicing. I always got a bit excited when I found a new one, and with 150 possible combinations, it takes a while to find them all.
You'll need to have a house for each resident before they can arrive. Then, once you splice a new career, you usually need to build a special building just for that profession. And the most precious resource here is land. Every building takes up anywhere from 1 to 4 blocks of land, and after a few expansions, you'll need to cough up millions of coins just to buy an extra 10 measly blocks of land.
Yeah, and before long you hit this money roadblock, which just slows your progress down to a crawl. But then I had the bright idea to replace my big houses with some more space-efficient towers, only to find that there was no way to relocate the residents and delete their buildings. I mean, if a game is going to put so much emphasis on scarcity of land, then it should let me find ways to use it more efficiently.
Yeah, and as with lots of free-to-play games, everything takes time. It takes time for new citizens to arrive to be spliced, it takes time to splice, it takes time to build new buildings, and it takes time to earn enough money to expand. But of course, there's the premium currency known as Utopium, and if you buy that with real cash, it can make things happen instantly.
Well, there are ways to improve your efficiency and reduce the time activities take. By investing in building decor items, you can improve your city's spirit, which in turn can give you up to a 50% discount on land expansions, and up to 25% off citizen arrival and construction times.
Yeah, and I did like that you can earn a decent amount of Utopium without spending any real money. By planting trees, you can occasionally pick up bundles of Utopium. There's a little love minigame that occasionally rewards you with some, and one of your first buildings is a mine that gives you a little bit every day. So, you know, it is possible to play this game without spending any real money at all.
And I thought they've balanced the progression well. So when you start the game, things don't take much money or time, so you'll build up a nice little city quickly. But the more you play, the longer everything takes and the more money it costs. However, by that point, your city will be earning plenty of money.
I like how the buildings have bonuses. So the bank makes businesses earn double if you fill them up with all the possible workers. Or the observatory lets you change where your city sits in the cosmos. Probably the most important building, though, is tech support, which lets you upgrade businesses to work for longer.
Well, we should wrap this up. Final thoughts, Bajo?
I think the look of the game really works for it, that pixely art style, and as far as free-to-play city builders go, it's up there with the best of them, so I'm going to give it 7.5.
I really enjoyed building up my little city, and whether you like it or not, it's full of those little addictive mechanics that just keep you coming back. And I'm actually really looking forward to the devs adding more buildings and professions, so it's a 7 from me.
Right, well, I better go read the news. I'm just going to go really carefully, just in case anything...
You couldn't possibly do any more damage to the Den of Gaming than D.A.R.R.E.N has already done.
That's a good point.
Negative. I could do lots more damage.
Fine!
You're gonna have nothing left.
Bajo here with the Spawn Point News. A gamer with the appropriate name of videogames.museum recently tried to auction off his entire video game collection for more than $530,000. His collection included almost the entire history of 30 years worth of video games, including 6,850 games and 330 consoles. The auction ended, however, with no buyer found. Following an unsuccessful campaign to pressure the American government into building a Death Star from Star Wars, fans have now turned to crowdsourcing the project. It hopes to raise over $30 million to fund more detailed plans and to buy enough chicken wire to cover the reactor exhaust ports. It will then need to raise $850 quintillion to fund its actual construction. The Rebel Alliance has its own plan to defeat the potential Death Star and is seeking to raise a more modest $11 million to build a squadron of X-Wing fighters. May the Force be with you. Rayman Legends, a sequel to Rayman Origins, has been delayed by 6 months to September and will no longer be exclusive to the Wii U. The game was originally planned to be a launch title for the Wii U, but was delayed to the end of February. However, this latest delay is due to the publisher Ubisoft's desire to ship new Xbox and PlayStation versions at the same time. That's the news for this week.
So what should we do while we wait for Bajo to come back from the news?
Well, I've got a data dump building up. I could release that.
You better release it, Darren.
Affirmative. Today's topic, city simulators. City sims are an endlessly fascinating form of simulation because they let us play around with that most complex of human creations, the urban landscape. City sims let you divide up your land and decide where all the houses and shops and factories should go. They let you lay down roads and power lines, parks and bridges, fire stations, stadia, and all the other buildings that humans need to be healthy and happy. What makes city sims so tricky is that there's no perfect way to play. For example, if you skimp on police stations, the excess crime will make your little citizens unhappy. But hire more police and you need to raise taxes. So your people will still be unhappy, but for different reasons. You can tweak and meddle for hours without end. The first blockbuster city simulator was Will Wright's original Sim City, which came out in 1989. More recently, the Tropico games have allowed you to shape not just a city, but an entire country around it. As computers get more powerful, the scope of city sims will only increase. Data dump complete.
Oh, hang on a sec, Darren. It's a bit funky in here. Did you just release a data dump?
Affirmative.
Oh, I could tell. Must have been a big one.
I could do with some fresh air, actually, so
Yeah.
maybe we should go and read some Ask Good Game
Yeah, let's do
questions.
it. Yeah.
I could open some windows if you like. Would that help? I could light a match.
I think Darren's due for a colonic defrag, Hex.
Oh yeah, just flush out the system.
His dumps are getting pretty intense.
All right, well, we should start this week off with this first question, which is from Rocket Moon in Pinjarra, Perth, Western Australia.
Perth. It's French Perth.
Oh,
Yeah. You know what they say instead of g'day over there?
what's that?
They go, good year.
Good year.
Yeah. They go, good year. Then they go, g'day, mate. And they go, It's a weird place. Will there ever be a new Skylanders game for Wii? Because if there isn't, I will have all these Skylanders and I might, repeat, might become noob. P.S. What does noob mean? My little sister wants to know. She loves you guys. There will indeed be a new Skylanders game for the Wii, Rocket Moon. It's coming out later this year and it's going to be called Skylanders Swap Force. And it'll be available on the 360, PS3, 3DS, and the Wii U as well.
And this time, the new Skylanders can actually be split in half and then mixed and matched with each other so that you can create all kinds of combinations.
You will need to buy a new portal to use them though, but you'll still be able to use all your old Skylanders and Giants on the new portal.
A baby, huh? Now this diaper is filled with evil!
As for what a noob is, well, it's basically someone who's just new to a game or, just and they're not very good at it because they're new to the game, but people aren't noobs forever usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to this one from Mod, who is in Banana, New South Wales.
I was a noob for a week, Hex, when I first started
Just a
gaming.
week?
Just a week, and then no longer a noob.
I'm sorry, but I still see you do some noobish things from
Really?
time to time.
No,
So
I just
think
do that
have
to make
some
you feel better.
lingering noobish.
Do that to make you feel better about
tendencies.
your own noobism, which is rampant, or as they say in Perth, rampant.
Are there any games that tech you how to drive a car on PS3? Bajo is awesome. Hex is cool, and Darren is a noob.
He certainly is. Well, not really a mod, at least not without a good racing wheel and pedal setup, since driving with a controller is nothing like actually driving. But even so, most driving games on PS3 focus on teaching you how to race rather than how to drive.
Yeah, there isn't parallel parking or hill start challenges in games like Gran Turismo, so you really won't learn many of the practical skills that you need to learn how to drive. But if you had a proper racing setup, then you could certainly learn a bit of driving experience.
Still, there's no substitute for practicing in a real car, but we're guessing you might be a bit too young to actually drive at the moment, so I'd suggest you just have fun playing games like Need for Speed Most Wanted and Gran Turismo if you want something a bit more realistic, and worry about learning to drive when you're much older.
Right, well, moving on to this one from a Mushroom Man, who is in Perth. That's regular Perth, not French Perth, in Western Australia.
Is it normal when you open a 3DS XL, it make a clicking sound? Because I'm worried. Yes, Mushroom Man, that clicking sound is perfectly normal and nothing to worry about. It's just the sound of the screen clicking into one of its set positions, see?
Yes, all right. Moving on to this one from Connect Freak in in slash Queensland, which is in Queensland.
I'll just put it down here.
Is there a game for a real guitar to lean and play for Xbox 360 Connect PS? D.A.R.R.E.N is a noob. Sorry to say, Connect Freak, but no, there isn't really a Connect game like that. And if there was, it would kind of go against the whole point of the Connect and the whole you are the controller thing, since you have to use a real guitar as the controller. So.
But there is, of course, Rocksmith for the 360, which lets you plug in a real guitar and learn to play guitar. And Rock Band 3 also has a pro guitar, which is a bit like a real guitar, but has hundreds and hundreds of buttons instead of actual strings. We definitely suggest Rocksmith as the one to get if you actually want to learn guitar. The other one had so many buttons, Hex.
Yeah.
So many buttons. It was like a button festival.
Yeah, but just to be clear, Rocksmith has nothing to do with the Kinect, so you don't need the Kinect to play it. Okay, well, next up is this one from The Duck, who is under your desk. Oh, in Western Australia, it's not under the desk. Maybe they're in Perth.
They could be, except Perth is actually not in Western Australia, it's in Western Australia.
French Western Australia.
Yeah.
Is this like a French parallel universe
located in-
where everything is the same and Australian but French?
No, it's in Germany. Hello GGSP, are there any duck games on the normal Nintendo DS? If there is, please tell me. If you don't, I will be a noob! P.S. I think you are all awesome, and I don't get why everyone calls D.A.R.R.E.N a noob. P.S.S. Respect the ducks! P.S.S.S. Oh? I like the sound affix.
Well, The Duck, there's only one we know of, and that's Looney Tunes' Duck Amuck.
Yes, it's not the best game in the world. It's just a collection of mini-games featuring Daffy the Duck, but it makes up for it with some funny little cutscenes.
Buster, it may come as a complete surprise to you that this is a handheld video game.
But if you want a duck game, then that's really the only one we know of on the DS. So let's move on to this one from DJ Plunkett, who is in your computer. What? In Victoria. Oh, it's in Victoria.
Ah, in my computer, which is in Victoria. That's a pretty big computer down there. I can see why he
French
sit in
Victoria?
there. No, that's silly.
In Club, I have a way to help. If you H and I and then K and then J, it will move you in a horse like Mana, and you have more balance. P.S. Bajo is cool and Hex is awesome. Darren, go on YouTube and look up Minecraft versions of moves like Jagger. Happy to help. PPPS, can you name all of the characters on Super Smash Bros. Wii? Thanks.
All right, DJ Plunkett, we'll give that one a go. Okay, clippity-clop little horse. Oh, Hex! Hex, it's actually working!
Go, go, go!
Run, horsey!
Yes.
Run for your life!
Oh,
Oh, he fell. He's over. It's over.
that's a shame. As for naming all the characters on Super Smash Bros. Brawl, well, here's the list. Yes, all right. Well, moving on to this one from Hamish the Red Toad in Tumby Bay, South Australia.
Hi, good game. Will there be a Lego The Hobbit? Can you review Lord of the Rings Lego? And I've heard rumours that there's a Marvel Lego game coming out. Is that true? Thanks. P.S. I'm no noob. Well, Hamish, there's been no word on a Lego Hobbit video game yet. My guess is once they've released all 3 of the Hobbit films, perhaps then they will combine it into one video game.
And we actually reviewed Lego Lord of the Rings last year in our Christmas special, but we both really liked it. I gave it a 9, and I think you gave it an 8 if I remember correctly.
I think I gave it an 8. Sounds right to me, but as far as rumours about a Lego Marvel game, that's absolutely 105% true. It's actually called Lego Marvel Superheroes. There's no videos or screenshots at the moment, so we can't really show you anything, but we do know it's coming out later this year on just about every platform except the Wii.
Okay, well, next up is this one from... Let's see. Oh, okay, we'll get with this one from Awesome Man, who is beside you. What?
Hang on a sec.
In Victoria.
It's me. Oh, I thought it was me.
Barjo.
Do you think I'm awesome?
Yep.
Your face said everything. And the delay. If you say to someone, do you think I'm awesome, and they take more than 3 seconds to reply to you, that means they're lying.
Maybe I think you're more than awesome,
Yeah.
and I was just
You were just trying to
struggling
think of
with
an
the
adjective
words
that would describe me?
to
being
really
more than awesome?
accurately represent
Well,
what I think of you.
I think some of the spawnlings think I'm awesome.
What I was gonna say was transcendental. Hi GGSP, I'm your biggest fan, bigger than the biggest, and I love your show so much. Question 1. Will there be any more Mario games for the Wii coming out in 2013? Question 2. Is it true that there will be a new Pokemon X and Pokemon Y game coming out for the 3DS? Please answer, or I will be destroyed by noobs. Thanks. P.S. Hex, you are a boss, and Barjo, you're awesome, and Darren is a genius in a noobish way. Thanks.
Why am I like a transit system?
No,
Why
I
do
said
I'm a
that you were
I don't see. Do you see any trains on my face? I don't see any trains, cars, or automobiles on my face. Thanks for the kind words, awesome man. But sorry to say, no, there aren't any Mario games coming out for the Wii this year. And now that the Wii U is out, chances are there probably won't be any major Nintendo games ever coming out again for the Wii, since all their development is now focused on the new console, the Wii U.
They have, however, announced a new Mario game that's in development for the Wii U, but we don't know much about that, and we won't know anything about it until E3 this year.
And yes, it is true that there is a new Pokemon game called Pokemon X and Y coming out for the 3DS at the end of the year. Sorry to say to all you DS owners, but you will need to upgrade to a 3DS if you want to play it.
All right, well, I think we have time for one more question today, and it's this one from Cat Lover, who is in Catland, which is in Victoria. Hi, Good Game SP. I have 2 questions for you. 1, can you get Sonic games on the iPad, DS, and PS3? 2, I play the drums, so I was wondering if there are any drum apps for the iPad. Cat Lover, please answer. Yes, Cat Lover, you absolutely can get Sonic games on all of those platforms, and there are heaps to choose from. It would actually take us forever to list them all, but trust us, you won't struggle finding any Sonic games on any of those platforms.
And yes, and there are a load of drum apps for the iPad. Probably the most comprehensive would be GarageBand, which is also great because it gives you loads of other instruments to play with as well. But other than that, I suggest Rap-A-Tap Drums. It's a free app with loads of different drum kits and even a drum battle mode so you can drum with a friend.
All right, well, on that note, I think we're out of time for this week, but as always, if you'd like to ask us something, then jump on here and send your questions in.
I want to go to Catland. Between
do
the
I.
2 of us, Hex and I have 4 cats in total.
So when I said transcendental,
Yeah.
it wasn't anything to do with
Are
trains.
you saying my teeth look like a transit system? Transcendental.
Why are you bringing your... Oh, dental. Okay, so what you're doing right now is you're breaking the word up into several different words.
Yeah.
But as a whole, it actually means something quite lovely. Do you know what the word transcendent means? Transcend... And then you... You also have really nice teeth.
You know, I was in a percussion band once. We had like 50 instruments, and we'd call the percussionettes, and we'd all get in a van. We'd put all the instruments in a van. We'd go around smashing out beats around
How
town.
did you have time to be in
It was
so many
awesome.
bands? I
It was
don't
just make the time. You got to make time if you want to smash out some fat beats.
Sing Party is the first singing game for the Wii U. The game comes with its own dedicated USB microphone and challenges you to sing along to 50 different hits from the wide world of popular music. Hex.
You can belt out contemporary hits to the likes of Justin Bieber or Carly Rae Jepsen, but there's a bunch of older hits as well.
That's the power of love.
There are solo and duet modes, and you get graded on your performance with ratings for pitch, power, and flair.
But what sets Sing Party apart from the myriad Sing stars is Party Mode, where the singer takes both microphone and Wii U tablet controller in hand and directs his or her companions to sing and frolic along to the beat. Lyrics are fed to the controller, along with instructions to shout out at fellow partiers so they know precisely how much they should be getting down. To help the singer coordinate the action, an artificial person will appear on the screen, both to offer encouragement and to give cues on when one should be, say, playing the air guitar.
Oh, that all sounds a bit complicated, Darren.
Oh, not at all. In fact, I'll show you how it's done.
Okay.
Come on, you two. On your feet.
All right, I guess.
Oh, let's go. It's time. It's time to sing and dance. Oh. Now, what song shall we start with?
Oh, Lady Gaga.
Ace of Base.
Negative. Party rock anthem.
Let's go.
Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just
have a good time.
Party
rock is in the house tonight. We're always on
I'm not sure about these dance moves. I feel a bit like a penguin.
Keep moving, keep dancing. Do the robots.
I'm on the edge. Glory. And I'm hanging on a moment of truth.
Oh, Darren, you never said there'd be so much exercise.
Keep it up, Bajo. Oh, all right. Back to your seats.
Okay.
Back to your seats. Party's over. Now, I have already calculated the final score, but I'm still curious as to your fallible opinions. Bajo, what struck you about Sing Party?
Well, Darren, I thought the virtual MCs looked a little bit off, kind of like a crazy robot.
Yeah, they kind of had that weird showroom dummy vibe, didn't they? Kind of like the Star Wars Connect dancers. I mean, dancing with your friends is one thing, but I felt like I had this artificial person living in my television telling me how to party.
Yes. So, and we've only got room for one crazy robot in this den of gaming, so that whole thing was a little bit weird.
You'll note that those pseudo-MCs go hand in hand with the game's other noteworthy feature, the complete absence of music video footage. Instead, you get the kind of graphics you'd expect to see in a TV promo about what shows are on next.
We're the kids in America. We're the kids in America.
The whole game felt like a loading screen, and I was like, when does the game actually start? Are we having fun yet?
Nickelback.
5 words in my head. Scream, are we having fun yet? Yet? No.
Yeah, the range of songs is definitely an issue. I mean, 50 songs may sound like a lot, but when you think of the gazillions of songs throughout history, it's barely a drop in the ocean.
Oh, 3 counts.
To be fair, though, I think they have tried to create a good mix of songs that spawnlings and parents and even grandparents can enjoy. There's the Monkees and Jackson 5, although there's not much from the 90s, and that makes me sad. No Ace of Base.
And no Total Eclipse of the Heart either.
Yeah, that's not so bad, though.
Well, it was fun belting out some disco-era hits. There's Chic, The Village People, and a bit of Queen. Oh, don't stop me now.
No, I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you want to have a good time, just give me a call.
Yes, but SingStar still has a huge head start in terms of variety. SingStar now has a free app which runs on the PS3's cross-media bar, and from there you can run any old PS2 or PS3 SingStar disc or buy songs ad hoc. With Sing Party, what you see is what you get.
Yeah, I can see that they've tried to do something different with the singing game genre, but ultimately this is a gimmick.
My faith is shaking, but I've got to keep trying.
Well, if you want to play a singing game on the Wii U, this really is your only choice, but I did not have a good time with it, so I'm giving it 4.5.
I didn't enjoy it much either. I'm giving it 4.
Affirmative. Until they release some specialised song content, Sing Party is going to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. I'm giving it 5.
Well, that brings us to the end of another show, but hold on to your seats because next week we're going to be reviewing one of the most exciting games of the year, Euro Truck Simulator 2.
What? Are we really going to review that?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Darren, could you do me a favour and just run another check on the structural integrity of the set, please?
Affirmative. Scan complete. I predict complete structural collapse in 5,
I'm making a run for Hex out.
Until next week, may we get to go up,
D.A.R.R.E.N out.